Welcome to Andorks, everyone, the podcast where every week we'll analyze and scrutinize the Star Wars series Andor 7-ish minutes at a time.
Are we saying 7-ish now?
I'm just going to say it this time. My name is Rusteen Honardoost.
I'm Alex Wallenetz.
And we are now in part 4 of Season 1, Episode 2, titled That Would Be Me.
A very clean description of part 4 of Episode 2 of Season 1.
Yes. I think that is perfectly legible and not an insane thing to say. Will we find out who me is in this episode?
I think that's a question for therapy, Rusteen.
We can't afford therapy.
Who is me?
Maybe when we start a Patreon, then I can afford therapy.
I'm just going to leave some sadness, a space of sadness after that sentence.
Who needs therapy when you have Andor and podcasting with your best bud?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
It's very good when millennial men look at pop culture for emotional regulation and not supervised help.
Men would rather start a podcast about the TV show Andor than go to therapy.
I mean, that's not a joke. It's true.
It's absolutely true. That is absolutely what's happening here.
Let the record show I do go to therapy. So yes, we ended last episode kind of mid-scene.
Yes.
Dramatically. Do you want to recap where we were?
Yeah, previously on Andor, Luthen landed on Ferrix while Andor got ready to get the hell out of town. While in a flashback, we left Cassa's mentor investigating the crashed Separatist ship that has, as we now see, left all but one crewman dead. And we see one of the Separatists slowly get up, who we
waited a week for this guy to get up.
It took him one whole week to get up, and he immediately pulls out his blaster and shoots her in the back.
No!
What?
Asshole.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy how quickly he fires without saying anything. There's no way that it's their fault that they crashed. We don't see like some kind of space battle where like the ship gets blown up and crashes onto the planet. We have no understanding of why this happened. If I had to guess, it's probably because like maybe the gas started to leak on the ship and then that caused them to like fuck it up. And
I think he meant he's high on gas.
He could be. Actually, maybe that's the reason. They touch some fentanyl and they're all crazy. But yeah, he shoots her.
Test your drugs, folks.
Test your drugs. They might turn you yellow. But yeah, he shoots her, and then the kids all freak out. They start, they shout their kind of like war cry, and then they start blowing like poisonous blow darts into the guy.
A comical amount of poison darts into his back. A real Looney Tunes esque.
It's also very Indiana Jones.
Yes.
So there's some bit of reference, I think, happening there. But it is comical, and he is just blindly firing into the trees. Clearly has no idea what the fuck is going on, but he's just going to kill some people.
Like many people in Star Wars, he shot first.
He did indeed shoot first.
Yes. When they redo Andor in 25 years,
mm-hmm.
The Canary Girl shot first.
But then that would make her the bad guy. That's not the reason.
Politics have changed in 20 years.
When they do the Separatist ship prequel show and this guy turns out to be a hero.
Or when they do when they decide that Andor was too woke.
Yeah.
And we get a reactionary remake of Andor.
This is the future. This is the future of like AI storytelling, is what they always say, is like you'll be able to go and look. You'll be able to watch your favorite show and then generate your own scenes of it. And this is what people are going to do. They're going to be like, actually, that guy was the good guy, so they should have shot him first, and then he'll kill her.
Coming this fall to Daily Wire Plus.
God.
How's the Daily Wire development slate going on? Let me check online to see how the Daily Wire development slate.
I'm sure it's going great. I'm sure Gina Carano is steadily employed.
Some exciting news here on the Daily Wire Plus podcast. They're working on a television adaptation of Atlas Shrugged.
Nice.
That's going to be great and very normal.
Can't wait to see the depiction of sex in that podcast. Back on Kenari, the kids crowd over, their leader's dead body, and they're all wailing.
Mr. Bertram was canceled?
Do shows get canceled on the Daily
I mean,
Wire?
it's been 2 years and there's been no news on season 2.
Animation takes a while. They're really slaving away to make Mr. Bertram again. Adam Carolla is a real stickler for writing. He's like David Mamet. Every word matters.
He's laying out on his no, that's Milch.
Yeah. That's Milch who would lay on the ground and just shout directions at people.
Good writer though.
Yes, great writer. But back on Kenari, the kids crowd around their dead mentor's body, crying. Casa, it looks like he's probably like not seen a dead body.
Yeah,
before.
he's a little shocked.
And he's very shell-shocked. They carry her back to the village, but then he turns back to look at the ship and clenches his fist in anger. And I think this is like really the moment where Cassian becomes, an enemy of society. The power structures destroy his community.
No, I think that's a good take. Before we get there, I do have one like nerdy question to ask.
Okay.
How do blasters work?
They generate some kind of powerful bolt of energy that is confined in.
So you're dead from electrical shock.
No, it like pierces your body.
But then you die instantly. It doesn't really matter where you get hit.
You don't. This is where, the power of storytelling comes in, where sometimes you get shot in the arm and you die. And other times, if you have plot armor, you get shot in the arm and you just go, ow, my arm.
Okay.
Usually, like, bad guys and stuff get shot, like, in the head or in the chest. So it's like your heart.
Yeah, I think I remember this more, and this will in season 2 when there is like a lot of like mass casualty scenes.
Yeah.
People seem like they're getting grazed and then immediately dropping dead.
That is just, the nature of storytelling.
That's fair.
Is that sometimes someone needs to die and you don't have the budget to make sure every shot hits them in the head,
I think this is also probably just them retroactively having to follow the rules of when they shot stormtroopers in the original movies. That was one shot was enough.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, sorry, to get back to your actually well-made point of this is sort of the beginning of Cassian. Yeah, he grips his fist and, he sees the face of his enemy, and the face of the enemy is modernity, I guess.
Yeah, because I mentioned this interview last week, but Tony Gilroy said that, like, the true focus of this show is about the destruction of community. And I think here on Kenari, Casa's community has already been destroyed by the Republic mining operation. They have now, against all odds, created a new community out of that rubble. And once again, it's being destroyed by the Separatists, who are an extension of the greater power structure around the galaxy.
Yeah, and I think it's the wantonness of just shooting at anything that there is not even a chance of.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's something about it that it is a separatist shooting it? That we're not, this is not the Empire doing this. This is ostensibly someone that we should be viewing as good.
No, we should be viewing them as bad. I think they are a separatist because if this was a Republic ship, having a Republic officer or a clone trooper indiscriminately firing at them probably wouldn't happen.
Okay.
But because the Separatists are coded as the bad guys in the prequels, even though there's obviously like nuance there intentionally, but that's the reason to have this be a Separatist ship. Although we're going to complicate that later in episode 3 with the way that Marva talks about the Republic.
Yeah, I mean, do you think it would be so crazy to have a Republic?
No.
Yeah.
I think, to be totally honest, I didn't even know this was a Separatist.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it. So,
do you think that was a rule somewhere in the Star Wars lore that we could have a Separatist accidentally kill a kid, but not
absolutely. Yeah, definitely. If you put the bad guy logo on the uniform, they're allowed to do bad things. But if it's the good guy logo, they cannot do those things anymore.
Yeah.
At least on screen.
When we're done with Andor, we're then going to do The Acolyte. Mm-hmm. Which is a show that was definitely not noted to have questions of who can do what kind of violence. Was definitely not sold as Star Wars Rashomon.
Yes.
And then we can't do a Rashomon. We can't have the Jedi actually be evil.
No, it must be an accident that they all died. A show I actually kind of liked against all odds.
It had some juice.
Yeah.
Um,
Do a wrap-up movie.
I want to read the original scripts. I want to read Leslie Headland, if you're a fan of the show. I want to read the scripts.
If you're a fan of the show, we're a fan of you. No, we're a fan of you even if you don't listen to the show.
Yeah, no, we are a fan, yeah.
But yeah, after...
Russian Doll was great.
It was.
Sorry, back to
Andor. This is the last of the flashbacks in this episode. And so, again, him clenching the fist, getting upset, is certainly a beat to end these flashbacks on for this episode. But I do think it also points to the fact that this is that awkward in-between episode.
Yeah.
Where, this arc is not resolved. We're not inciting a change in the character, and we're also not paying it off. So we're just kind of showing you something happening to him, which has, some deeper significance to him, but at the same time is not the most exhilarating part of the show.
Yeah, and a nice little symmetrical film editing. The scene begins with Marva holding up his stick weapon thing, and now it ends with we seeing it in his other hand that he's holding that stick/dart gun /
which is great filmmaking.
Yes.
Yeah, really economical storytelling that helps to, make everything feel cohesive. But yeah, at that point, we return to Ferrix.
Folks, we got a lot to talk about on Ferrix.
I have so much to talk about on Ferrix.
We have Cassian approaching another sort of generic depot-esque building. Inside, we signed two very good friends.
Yes.
I believe they're called Granik and Zanwan.
Yes.
Granik is just a guy with a hat and a beard. No, sorry.
No, Zanwan.
Zanwan is a guy with a hat and a beard. Granik is
a true freak.
Beautiful.
The two of them are bickering they're working in a freight kiosk. They manage the incoming and outgoing freights coming in and out of Ferrix. And they're bickering over something, and Granik is chiding Zanwan, and Zanwan says, "You're wrong," and it's the confidence that's irritating. They're kind of playing out this little Clerks scene in the middle of Andor, which is very funny.
I believe that they're talking about Kenari.
Yes, exactly.
Zanwan then looks up to Cassian. I guess he's reading the Primor report.
Yes.
Of looking for a Kenari male. He asks Cassian if he's ever heard of Kenari.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, Kenari, never heard of her. Then we get some exposition, which I don't know if it's been established at this point.
No, this is where the backstory of Kenari gets established.
Kenari, Mid-Rim, abandoned after the Imperial mining disaster. Everyone died. Abandoned and considered toxic. Imperial prohibition. Mm-hmm. Imperial?
So yeah, this is where we get to see...
I guess now it's Imperial, but it was not... Yeah, okay.
Everything that was Republic becomes rechristened as Imperial.
Yes, that makes... Okay.
Yeah.
I think, I got confused. I'm like, that was not a guy who... That was not timeline-wise and made it feel like that was... Okay.
Exactly. The Empire rebrands everything that the Republic did as a part of the Empire.
Yeah, I guess that makes it the Empire. It would be weird if the Republic controlled it.
Exactly. So I love these two. Zanwan is very funny, but it's Granik who I want to put a real spotlight on.
I mean, how can we describe it? His face looks like an old lime.
Like a dried lime.
Yeah, dried lime.
Yeah, exactly. He's very green. He wears orange and red. He has an orange and red jumpsuit.
Is that a little hoodie?
Yeah, but it's like a half hoodie. It only covers the back of his head.
Are those his ears peeking through, or are those headphones?
They're a lot of characters in Star Wars have bionic ears. And I don't know if that's just what they're... I think that's kind of what's going on here. Although it could just be the outside of his hoodie also.
Are we talking about Lobot? Is that...
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like Lobot. We don't know what kind of species he is. He's just a surly alien. What we do know...
I think that we've now referenced Lobot more than any other Star Wars character on this podcast. Twice. Which is more than
everybody loves Lobot.
Everybody loves Lobot.
But Zanwan is played by an actor by the name of Zurban Varla, and Granik is played by Kiran Shah. And this is somebody who I really want to
Okay,
give the spotlight.
Let's go.
Because Kiran Shah has the world record for being the shortest professional stuntman currently working in film.
Let's get that man that new Oscar, the new
the stunt award Oscar. He should, because since Return of the Jedi, Kirwan has played 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He has played 11 different characters in the Star Wars universe. And I want to run through all of them.
Please.
Because they're all amazing. First, he played the Ewok named Breathup, who you will recognize as being the Ewok playing drums on the Imperial helmets at the end of the movies. So, canonically, an Ewok who has killed and plays on the decapitated heads of Imperials.
Has he
a sight I would love to recreate in real life with certain people.
Okay, so he was in the original
He was in Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
He also plays the tortured Gonk droid in Jabba's palace. If you remember, in Jabba's palace, there's a Gonk droid who's being held upside down and being branded and tortured.
So a dual role.
Yeah. He plays multiple roles across many of these movies. You're going to love this. In The Force Awakens, he plays a Zenzian musician in Maz's cantina by the name of Infrablue Zebdeddy Coggins.
You'll have to go a little slower on that, or I'm going to have to Google this, because
He's playing a Hippolyope horn cluster, which looks like it's a mix between bagpipes and a hookah. And he plays
Rusty, you want to describe my face as I've just pulled up the Wikipedia article on this?
He is doing the Macaulay Culkin in Home Alone, both hands on his face, glasses raised.
Infrablue space Zed Betty space Coggins.
Yes.
I take it back. The sequels were good.
This has to be based on Kenny Loggins.
One can only assume.
He is in a band called Shag Kava, and they play the song Jabba Flow, I
assumed it was named after Leadbelly, the famous folk singer.
Well, that's what I think Zebdeddy comes from. And then Coggins, I think, is Loggins.
Yes, that makes sense.
Yeah. They play the song Jabba Flow, which was written by Lin-Manuel Miranda and J.J. Abrams. And they presumably died when the First Order destroyed
Does it sound
Maz's
like Orinoco
castle.
Flow?
No, it's got kind of like a dub, like reggae beat to
okay.
it.
If we call it Flow, I'm going to go.
It's a good song. Yeah. I like the song a lot. How would you describe him? He's dressed all in brown. He's got big goggles, and he only has 3 fingers.
It's hard to describe him without getting gross. Like, his face is gross.
It is kind of gross.
It's got honestly, it looks like somebody's hand was ripped off, and you're seeing what's vestigially left of the bone and marrow of someone's arm. That's his face.
Well, the next character that he played... He played 3 characters in The Force Awakens. The next one was called Prue Suivant.
This is another good little freak.
This is why we need to give the spotlight to Kiran, because he plays so many good freaks. As a lover of freaks, this guy needs to be your hero.
I'm glad they have names. I'm glad they decided to honor these guys with names.
They have so much backstory. Prue Suivant is a blue narquois, which looks like a little gremlin-y kind of guy, and he is a bandit who used his contacts within the mining guild to learn about routes taken by valuable convoys, and he would and then he would rob them. And he takes particular delight in capturing Nemoidian-owned ships. Is that him being racist?
I don't know.
I don't know. But also they're the owners of the trade guild. So, he's also, maybe it's like a Robin Hood kind of thing. But yeah, he's a little blue guy with an all-around beard and a receding hairline.
He has the normal-sized head for a human being, but a very tiny body.
Yes. Because it's a little person actor in there.
I know that, but my point is that the head is huge. That's the point I'm making.
The head is huge.
Yes.
The last character that he played in The Force Awakens.
Sorry, I just want to point. I've migrated to the Prue Suivant Wikipedia page. You missed a crucial, which is his homeworld.
Narc.
Fucker's a narc.
He is a narc. It's true. On the planet Narc, at some point, the off-world Nemoidian species occupied Narc and subjected the Narkoi to virtual serfdom.
What's virtual serfdom?
Like, not like official serfdom, but like, they basically were serfs.
I feel like virtual.
No.
Like a Tron situation.
They put Apple Vision Pros on all their heads. No, which centuries later led to the latter suing the former in the New Republic courts. Okay, well then, so he's a good guy.
Yeah.
And he should get revenge on the Nemoidians. Thank you for making me look up the planet Narc.
Yeah.
The last character that Kiran plays in The Force Awakens is Tito, who is a green-skinned humanoid scavenger on the planet Jakku. And this character gets the most screen time in the movie because he's riding this giant lugabeast, and he tries to kidnap BB-8 several times in the opening of the movie. He is, from what I can tell, like a little human wearing like a full body suit.
Oh my God. I'm gonna text Rusteen something right now.
Okay.
I just gotta pull it up. Listener, this will be what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this on our Instagram. We're gonna put some photos so people can follow along. I'm just gonna text him something very important right now.
Okay.
And it is what Prue Suivant looks exactly like. Waiting for the text message to go through.
I am anxiously looking.
No, sorry, not Prue Suivant. I mean Tito.
Yes.
Tito brings a bearing resemblance to Jacques, the robot from Dr. Tusum's Chocolate Emporium, the restaurant at Universal Studios City Walk that I am both entranced by and the worst meal I've had in my entire life.
This is the steampunk chocolate dessert restaurant located at Universal City Walk, both in Hollywood and I believe also in Florida.
For sake of time, I will recommend our listeners check out the Podcast The Ride episodes about Dr. Tusum's, because if not, I will talk about Dr. Tusum's for 20 minutes, if that's the light version.
I refuse to let this become a Dr. Toothsome podcast, because the next character that Kiran played is in The Last Jedi, and this is a character you're really going to love. His name is...
Wait, I need to point out... Can I get one thing about Dr. Toothsome?
What? One thing about Dr. Toothsome.
The shape of it is almost identical to the Haas Sophia. I'll put the photo in the chat, and I'll put the photo in our Instagram. But the Dr. Toothsome building in City Walk... Look, are you looking up right now?
The Grand Mosque in Istanbul.
Look at it. Look at the restaurant.
It's just a dome.
No, it has the pillars.
And pillars.
It has a round golden dome.
Blowing out the mic.
I'm blowing out a giant dome with 4 pillars surrounding it.
Sure. You're like that guy in Tablet who was like, they built a mosque at Ground Square because it's a cube.
No, what I'm saying is that Dr. Tusum and Jacques want to recreate Mecca.
They do. It's true. And so does Tito.
Okay, so back to Tito.
In The Last Jedi, Kiran plays a character in Canto Bight by the name of Neepers Panpick, who is a real freak.
My son!
He is a bald little alien with giant black eyes.
Can you say that name again so people can look it up?
Neepers Panpick. He is an alien private detective on Canto Bight who is investigating the kidnapping of Masoor Leo Sooner's kidnapped adopted daughter Lula.
Oh my God!
By the crime lord Sturg Ghana. And this
I'm dying.
So there is a book that I've never read that I want to read. It's called Canto Bight, and it's like a series of novellas all set within Canto Bight, and this is one of the characters within there. A little private detective who loves drinking.
Is he voiced by Daniel Craig?
No, he's not voiced by anybody. You don't hear him talk.
But
he
I'm
only
saying-
talks. Oh, is he?
Was this a little
No,
Knives?
this is Bob Hoskins.
Okay, this is not a pre-Knives Out.
No.
This was not Ryan Johnson tipping his hat towards his next project.
No.
That he was
Daniel Craig already voiced a character in Star Wars. He already voiced a stormtrooper in, I believe, The Force Awakens. He has a loud, high, and thin voice, similar in sound to a squeaking bird. So he's got like a little... Hey, I'm investigating here.
He looks like a Cenobite.
A little bit, yeah.
He looks like Butterball.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I say this with love. He's
With
got
love.
a deeply fucked up mustache.
Yeah,
or some sort of
it's pretty
sideburns.
gross, yeah. They're kind of like long pubes.
Yes. He's got permanent Macaulay Culkin face.
Yes. But yes, that's Neeper's panpick. In Rogue One, he played a squid-like prisoner in Jin's prison cell by the name of Ulin Musters, who is a female Blutopian who is also a member of the Rebel Alliance.
Sure, there's a group called the Blutopians?
There sure are. They are these kind of squid-like characters. And this is on the planet Wobani, which I mentioned earlier is the planet that Jin is on.
These Blutopians, are you saying there's a story about a little guy that lives in a blue world? And all day and all night, and everything he sees is just blue?
There could
like
be.
Like him inside and outside? Blue his house, and blue little window, and blue Corvette? And everything is blue for him.
Dabu Diba Dabu Die.
Exactly.
Exactly. It says on Wikipedia that Kiran plays another sleeping Blutopian elsewhere in Andor. I have no idea where this is, so I'm very curious to see.
A little secret Blutopian.
It might be Ulin Musters again. I'll go through the rest of these a little faster.
No, slower.
Give them
time to marinate.
Fine, because in Solo, he plays a Krosan spacer named Karj, who is a little dude with a sawfish nose. He's got like a crocodile snout.
Yeah, he's a Kraken. They really dug deep on that one.
They sure did. He loves playing sabacc. He's at the sabacc table with Lando and Han. Then in The Rise of Skywalker, he plays 3 parts. First, he is a female Aki by the name of Nambi Gima, who are those kind of elephant Indian-coded aliens from the giant Burning Man Festival of the Ancestors, who gives Rey the necklace. He also plays a little Shakrin mechanic by the name of Yipsit, who is no Babu Frick, but he's close.
He's a long Babu Frick.
Yeah, he's kind of long Babu Frick. And then lastly, Kiran plays a gonk droid in the Rebellion.
What is a gonk droid?
Gonk droids are giant walking batteries. The gonk droid was the
I've
one...
I've seen these guys. Okay.
He was getting tortured in episode 6, and now in episode 9, he's playing a gonk droid again, and I have to think that he survived being tortured at Jabba's palace and joined the Resistance, and I want to write that movie.
For anyone trying to remember gonk droids, they look like a McDonald's garbage can had feet.
Exactly. And
I don't know why McDonald's
gonk,
specifically.
Gonk.
But I don't know why McDonald's specifically, but it reminds me of like a 90s McDonald's garbage can.
It is. He's very garbage can coded. I'm sure many people in the Rebellion try to throw stuff away.
Kiran Shah, please come on this fucking podcast.
In addition to being an actor, Kiran is also a poet, and he writes poetry on his website. You gasped. What did you gasp?
He's a triple threat.
He is a triple threat.
I mean, every time we add a creature, he's a octuple threat.
Yes. I wrote down one. I copied one of his poems here. This one is called Believe. If one does not believe, then there is no hope. If there is no hope, then there is no dream. If there is no dream, then there is no goal. If there is no goal, then life is empty.
Cafe shop snaps, everyone. Cafe shop snaps.
And that is The Wonderful Life of Kiran Shah, an undersung hero of Star Wars.
I'm just looking at his non-Star Wars credits, which are also incredible.
Yes. He was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He was in The Dark Crystal. He is also in The Lord of the Rings as Elijah Wood's scale double as Frodo Baggins.
I mean, I guess, yeah, why not?
So that is how tall Frodo is supposed to be in real life, which is kind of crazy.
He's in David Gordon Green's classic movie, Your Highness.
Yeah, of course.
A movie we all remember.
I'm sure he played a real freak in that one.
He's been on Doctor Who twice.
Yes. He's a hard-working actor. For a long time, there was a great market for little people actors.
I mean,
to play these parts.
He should be playing. I think, folks, we found our new James Bond.
Yes. So
the man's got rage.
Here to Kiran Shah. Thank you so much for indulging me. Because Granick and Zanwan are, looking on Wikipedia to get information about Kenari, and I thought it was only fair.
Oh, right. Sorry. We're watching the show Andor. I've opened so many tabs that are not Andor related. Oh.
Yes, we should return to the scene now.
Sometimes I worry that our episodes were 7 minutes. That's gonna be a lot to talk about for 40. How do we get to 45 minutes an hour? And this is how.
Yes. I've been saving this to talk about.
Oh my God.
For a while, for days now.
I'm gonna be like a high school girl with little cutouts of her crushes on the wall.
Of all the various characters that Kiran played. We're gonna get him on the podcast.
Whew. I need to
take a break.
I need to take a break. Whew.
Take a cold shower.
Yeah.
But I think we can return to the scene now with Cassian,
in for 7 seconds.
Yes.
Out for 7 seconds.
Cassian is negotiating with Zanwan to basically get out of Ferrix.
Yes, he goes, how much is a run to Tassar?
Yeah.
Then Zanwan asks Cassian what he's picking up. And then in a very cool move, Cassian says, what's the price for not knowing?
Mm-hmm.
Zanwan then says, it's immediacy and discretion is an expensive combo.
It sure is.
And they haggle down from 900 credits to 700 credits.
Yeah, Cassian has clearly negotiated with this guy before, but I think what he's asking for is above and beyond what is ordinary in this situation. We know that the governing body of Primor security does not exercise much control over Ferrix, and I think in these little negotiations with someone like Zanwan, we see where that flexibility, what that flexibility allows. That yes, we have to submit reports of everything that comes in and out of Ferrix, but for the right price, you can skirt that, and nobody's looking quite closely enough.
Yeah, I'm Googling all of this, and there's still not a clear answer of how much a credit is compared to a US dollar. But people seem to be arguing it's a 1-to-1 credit.
Yeah, I think that's the simplest way to do it.
$900.
So $700.
Yeah, which is not impossible, but not cheap.
Yeah. And it's even Andor saying, let's meet in the middle, which I think tells me that, he knows he's about to get a lot of money with this Starpath unit. And so he's okay with paying the extra $200.
Yeah. And then he says, meet in an hour. And then Granick has to throw in one little more comment. Throws in one little more comment, and we don't know what it is, but we do know
it pisses
that Zanwan goes, would you leave it alone?
No.
And then Granick walks away in a huff.
Yes. My hero. The hero of Andor walks away.
If we ever do a power ranking of Andor characters,
yes,
I think Granick is number one.
Yes. Performance review. Granick S tier. But yeah, then we arrive on
we're on a ship,
a Primor security ship,
and we are back with Frickin' Frack, Mosk and Cyril. We see a ragtag team of Primor soldiers.
Yeah,
they're not sending their best. Not sending their best, folks.
We love our generals.
We love our generals, but the Primor. Sorry for my terrible Trump impression. Listeners, for a couple years ago, my Trump was decent and then turned into Harvey Firestein. And I can't turn it back.
Very different people.
They're
Actually,
not
that different.
They're not that
no,
different.
As soon as I said
but
that.
Yeah, not sending our best. Folks, they're not our best. Yeah, these are some real...
Trump would do a Mrs. Doubtfire to get Barron back. Sorry, I threw you off.
No. So yeah, we see they're not sending their best, folks. It's getting worse. When we have our friend Noah on, we'll ask him to...
oh, God.
Well, he'll never stop. Take this out.
Yeah, we can't put that out there.
Yeah, these guys are pretty schlumpy. They're not really, doesn't seem like they're the primo soldiers you want in a situation like this.
They're not stormtroopers. It's not an army of stormtroopers. These are just guys.
These are just guys in suits.
Some of them are big. Some of them are scrawny. Some of them look tough. Others look like dweebs. But I do think this is the best of Primor's security. And we're going to see how far that gets.
Yeah. And Mosk is showing off their little 3D mugshot of Cassian.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, he may not seem formidable, but 2 men are dead because they made that mistake.
Yeah.
I will say Mosk has some good some zingers going on here. He's got some.
Yeah, he's doing his kind of like Patton impression.
Yes.
At one point, he's talking about how they're going to go down to the planet of Ferrix and find him. And he says, there may be some local residents who are less than enthused with our presence. You may remind them there's a territorial forum once a month where they're free to make official complaints. And everyone chuckles at that.
This reminded me so much of Los Angeles City has a neighborhood council system.
Yes.
Which is the worst form of government ever created.
Yes.
It's just... And if you're on a neighborhood council and just to this podcast, God bless you for trying. But they seem to be designed to just distract people to think they can actually, they have no political power besides making statements to city council.
Yes.
And they're bad.
And
Abolish neighborhood councils.
They seem to be solely designed to serve as a receptacle for crazy people.
Yes.
Which is what, Mosk is basically poking fun at here. That like this council has no power on Primor. They will have to suffer no consequences for what they're about to go do.
There's a guy at the Los Angeles City Council who shows up every week with a goat puppet. Do you know about this guy?
No.
I mean, it's not funny because he says lots of racial slurs.
Wait, is this the slurs guy?
There's multiple slurs guys.
There's multiple slurs guys, okay.
The Los Angeles City Council is talking about banning slurs.
Yes,
which
is a violation of our First Amendment.
Yes,
but, okay.
But there is a guy who shows up every week who just talks with a puppet.
Cool. That could be cool.
It should be cool, but the guy sucks.
But he's racist. If you're gonna have a puppet, that's enough of a thing. Your thing doesn't also have to be that you're racist.
Have I found a clip of him?
We don't need to give him airtime on our valuable Andorks airtime.
I know. We'll put a little photo of him in our Instagram story for the episode. But yeah, he's just got a goat puppet and he says slurs.
He sure does.
Cool. Sorry, where were we?
Well,
back in the
Primor ship, Mosk finishes his words and then he lets Cyril take the stage.
Yeah, well, I want to bring up some stuff about the speech. One, he says that they will be doing a pincer movement.
Yes.
But not a temporal pincer movement.
Not a temporal pincer movement. Primor does not have access to time travel technology.
Yeah, he gives a pretty decent speech.
Cyril?
No,
Mosk.
Mosk,
yeah.
We haven't got the Cyril speech yet.
No. Mosk knows how to talk to these guys.
Yes.
He is one of these guys. Like, he probably rose the ranks up to become a sergeant by working with guys like this.
Exactly.
And he's giving them what they want, which is to go down to the planet and crack
Go crack some fucking skulls.
But then Cyril comes up, and his speech is all ideas and not very well communicated one. Like, these people do not have an ideological reason to be coming down and doing this. They just want to crack some skulls. But Cyril does not recognize that.
Cyril thinks he's about to make an epic speech.
Yes.
He's been waiting for this moment his whole life.
Yes. First Andor, then the galaxy.
Yes.
Is what he thinks is about to happen.
Cyril starts strong. He starts with there comes a time when the risk of doing nothing becomes the greatest risk of all. This is one of those decisive moments, which I think is starting strong.
But again, it's an ideological thing.
Yes, he's right.
It's forward thinking, whereas these people don't care about the risk of doing nothing. They want to do something because they think it's going to be fun.
Yes, this is not. He's turning this into an ideological movement.
Exactly.
Yes,
and they don't care, which is why it doesn't really work on them.
It sounded really cool when he was saying it into the mirror that morning. Yeah.
Yes.
He's imagining this being written down in his biography.
Yeah, absolutely.
That this is how he got to start.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and then it goes, there's no room for doubt on the path to, and then there are audible groans.
Yeah. Oof.
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 Oofa doofa on a path to success and justice. Best of luck to us all.
Amen.
Amen. Mosk is particularly red-faced at this moment.
Yeah. I do you think Mosk thinks this is a good speech? Or do you think that when he, starts his little applause and then tells Syril, well done, sir, do you think he's just being a sycophant?
I will, again, we'll try and include this somewhere on our Instagram feed. If you go to 2901 on your Disney Plus stream, Mosk is giving a look to Syril of what the fuck are you doing? Shut the fuck up. What are you? A comically eyes to the side. I'm gonna.
It's a good one.
Yeah. So to answer your question, no, I don't think he thinks it's a good speech.
But he's willing to tell Syril that it was good.
Well
just
said,
because...
sir. Inspiring. I'm also noticing here on the subtitles, it's literally, the caption is success and then it goes parenthetical gulps. This episode started with a lot of sniffling, and it's ending with a lot of gulps.
Gulps. Yeah, it's so embarrassing, like, other members of the security team, like, can't make eye contact with him anymore. Like, they look away, they look down, they look up, they look around. Just like...
Sorry, I found another good Mosk face.
He makes a lot of good faces. But yes, everybody is embarrassed.
Do you think there was a point in the writer's room where someone said, like, he has to, like, pull at his collar and do that?
Certainly, yes.
Best of luck to us all, and is waiting for the applause line, and all we get is a parenthetical clears throat.
Yeah, Syril sounds like he's gonna throw up. And I think the reason his speech is so unconvincing is because he's so insecure.
Yes.
Right? Like, he's just really repeating, like, buzzwords and things that an inspiring speech is supposed to sound like. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he asked ChatGPT, hey, write a speech for when I talk to him.
Does exist in Star Wars now. Okay.
He asked his droid, his cheap droid, to do it. And he's doing the impression of what a military leader is supposed to say, but really he's just a fancy lad who's been put in charge.
So a couple of weeks ago, over at Vidiots, shout out to Vidiots.
Shout out to Vidiots.
I saw a movie which I'd never seen, which is Bernardo Bertolucci's The Conformist. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
Okay, it's very good. Guy who saw a movie a couple of weeks ago. It's really good. You should see it. But it is sort of about a guy who becomes a sort of fascist. And he sort of, I looked up, like, Tony Gilroy has talked about The Conformist being an influence on the show. And I've only seen the movie once. I don't have a great ability to make a thesis about the movie, but it is sort of like these people who lean into fascism to find some sort of power, masculinity, or identity. But it's so hollow and it's so ill-defined that it just shifts at any moment to moment. Mm-hmm. And then when they are encouraged, they seem like they're 3 feet taller, and when they're discouraged, they shrink a couple feet. And like he goes from he looks like a little boy at the end who's been who's screwed up his homework.
Yeah, and I think Mosk does believe in Syril to some extent, at least as far as I can use this guy to advance through the fascist empire. Like if I can ride Cyril's coattails up, I can build him up to be a leader who then allows me to do all of the things that I want to do.
He's the corporate guy that will let me, like we said, bash in a few skulls.
Yes, exactly. He's going to let me off the leash.
But yeah, I mean, I think we will talk about this more, but like I think like talking about Primor and sort of the history of, private policing, of just like the ability for a corporation to have its own private police is kind of bad. It's a bad idea.
Very bad. And I think something Mosk is able to do is he's able to talk to an officer like Syril and tell him like, and elaborate on his fascist ideology, but he knows not to do that with these guys. These guys don't care about that.
Yes.
These guys just want an excuse to be cruel and to hurt people. And that is how he's going to talk to them.
Yeah, I mean,
he's in the locker room. He knows how to do the locker room talk.
But don't worry, he will find plenty of fascist friends throughout the show to vibe with. But
yes.
I found this essay called "The Forgotten Threat: Private Policing in the State" by Elizabeth Joe, I believe is pronunciation. But it's I thought it was a very good quote. It was, "What did Disneyland, Abu Ghraib, the Mall of America, the nuclear security complex in Oak Ridge have in common?
What?
They all have private police."
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, which is, I mean, it's, if we're talking about Primor as sort of the Empire not having the resources to even run planets, the idea of them being outsourcing, they don't have stormtroopers on call to bring in for this.
Yeah, exactly.
They are bringing in the guys who are, we've talked about, like Paul Blart Mall Cop for this, who are ill prepared to deal with these sort of very dangerous situations that they're walking into.
And Primor does everything they can to avoid having stormtroopers.
Yes.
Because to them, having stormtroopers on site is as invasive as it is to the ordinary citizens, because it threatens their control over the planet that they rule.
This will be something that we talk about, but that there, I think, like, there's a lot of connections between Primor and, like, the Pinkertons.
Yeah.
As coming in as strike breakers and coming in as or, you know, BlackRock of coming in to sort of quash dissident movements in very violent, upsetting ways.
Yep.
But it's okay because Capital said it's okay.
It sure is.
But that's later in the season, and we'll get there in 8 months.
Yeah, it'll be sooner than that.
Okay. So on that note, shall we get back this with Cyril has fucked up his speech, and then we are back on the planet Ferrix, but not the city Ferrix.
No, we are riding into Ferrix along with Luthen. He's riding a hover bus when this old guy sitting across the aisle from him complains about how they're stacked up waiting to land. And he complains about how much it costs to just fly into Ferrix now.
Well, let's give this guy his due. He's a wonderful little impish man.
Yes.
He's got a little mustache. He's got a nice little hat.
Yeah, he looks like exactly the kind of guy who you sit next to on a plane and then he wants to talk to you the whole time.
Yes.
Even though you are clearly not trying to talk
sleep.
to him.
Yeah, you have got your headphones on.
Yeah. Luthen says like 3 words to him, and yet he has a whole vast dialogue about the nature of life and Ferrix and doing business.
He also seems to be complaining about like his complaints about how much it charges to park your car now.
Yes, he says, you know, you used to be able to drive across the wasteland. You'd make the round trip and taste it a week later. Just nasty.
So but
now you have to ride these hover buses in where they charge. You used to be able to drive right into town and park, but now you have to park outside of town and then get on a plane, and then the plane is, you know, slowly flown in.
So he's just complaining about LA Exit.
Yes, exactly.
For context, LAX, I guess the LAX currently and for foreseeable future does not have any subway or public transportation options connected to it. So they went to their, I assume, the best minds in the world of civil engineering. Mm-hmm. And they said, how do we have this problem where we need to get people to their buses and taxis and Ubers. What is the worst possible way to get that? And they came up with the concept, which is LAX it.
A shuttle bus that comes every 20 minutes.
If that.
That can fit 10 people on it. And everyone else has to walk.
And drives you to a parking lot.
Yes, where all of these lifts are waiting in horribly organized
But don't worry,
lines.
if you're rich enough, you can pick up your Uber at the
Yes.
Yes.
I got so mad when I realized that. I was so pissed off. But yes, this is what the old guy is complaining about.
Someone in the writer's room was complaining about LA Exit,
yes.
and then this character was born.
He asks Luthen what his line of work is, and Luthen first their conversation starts because the guy asks, like, how much did they charge you? And Luthen makes the mistake of answering the question. He says they, charge like 70 credits or whatever. And then the guy kind of launches into his little rant. And then he asks Luthen what his line of work is, and Luthen gives him this look of like, I'm not fucking telling you that. And he holds up his hands like, sorry, like, you never know who you're talking to these days. And he says, he works in propulsions, add-ons, and boosters. Kind of reminds me of like the guy in The Graduate who's like, you should work in plastics.
Work in plastics, yeah.
And then he kind of keeps talking about how it used to be on Ferrix, how Ferrix has changed. And then he says one thing that kind of captures Luthen's attention, which is like, never changes. And, do you know what they say about Ferrix? And Luthen, actually is interested in knowing the answer. And he says, if you can't find it here, it's not worth finding. And that makes Luthen chuckle. And we go to the ground and we see Andor walking through the Ferrix scrapyards as these drums kick in.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
You've missed something very important.
What did I miss? Is there an alien?
There's two.
God damn it. Can we finish this point and then get to the aliens?
Fine.
Just because, that line is interesting.
Fine.
The line is interesting. Oh, those are, fine. We'll talk about it. Those are Blutopians.
Those are Blutopians?
I think so. They look like Blutopians to me. I think that's Blutopians. I'm saying Blutopians.
Blutopians,
the squid guys.
Those look much longer. The tentacles look much longer. I
think they can have various lengths of one of them is short and one's long.
No, one of them it's curled up.
Yeah.
I don't think they're short. I think they're just in a curled position.
What do you want to call them? While Alex thinks about that, I'm going to finish my thought, which is just that this line, if you can't find it here, it's not worth finding, is interesting. Because he's basically telling what Luthen is hearing.
Find it here. You can't find it
anywhere. Because he's basically
go
saying,
back to your
like,
astute point.
If Andor doesn't want to join him, then Andor is not meant to be a part of this rebellion, I think is like the lesson that Luthen takes from that motto.
Do you think that's what he means, or what do you think he means, or do you think that it's oddly profound, or do you think what do you think he's actually trying to communicate?
I think the way that line is usually used is you come to Ferrix saying, "I am here to find this kind of booster," and if they don't have that booster, then it must not be worth having, and instead you get something else.
Oh, you don't think it's a metaphor for something?
Well, I mean, I think in its simplicity, it is then also a metaphor.
Oh, I think you meant that like there's like weird underground stuff that you can buy anything you want for a price.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I think this is like the unofficial motto of Ferrix. Like, come here. If you can't find it here, it's not worth finding. Yeah. Because they're digging through everything.
And then who knows what Luthen's going to find?
Who knows what Luthen's going to find? Well, thanks to the power of montage, we know that it's Andor.
Yes. Through the power of narrative structure.
Yes.
LA Exit is at the cornerstone of Skyway and Worldway.
Okay.
So I'm going to combine, and Way is shortened to WY.
Okay.
So we're going to do Skyway.
Skyway, I love it.
And Worldway.
Worldway, love it. Great. Perfect. And with this moment,
adding them to the list of aliens.
Andorks, alien freaks.
Yep.
That we're going to make Wikipedia pages for all of them. But yeah, this is the end of episode 2. We did it. We are now officially 2/24 through the show. I guess that's 1/12 of the way. Not bad. Pretty fast.
Yeah, we've gone through 64 minutes.
Yeah.
And we've got 9:09 left.
And I do want, since we're at the end of this episode and, we've been talking about some of the structural challenges of the second episode, I think it's interesting to kind of like take a moment and think about the fact that like the show got very lucky, I think, that they decided to release all 3 episodes at once. If the premiere had ended on this moment, I think like that rousing music that plays does a good job of feeling like a lot has happened. But I think if the episode had ended here and we had to wait another week to get to actually seeing who Luthen is and getting the big confrontation with Primor, I think a lot of people would have tuned out.
Yeah.
Honestly,
oddly, this is not something that we've discussed in our first 2 episodes that much, but like how much is the show leaning on the audience's expectations knowing that this ends with Rogue One?
I think a lot.
Yeah, that like how much of that is in the air of like we can go like where this is ending up, so we can sort of there's a little bit of a, I don't know what the right term is, but there's some extra juice to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That we know where this guy ends up, and that there's a going back to AP literature, dramatic irony.
Yeah.
That is a dramatic irony
yeah.
that we know something that the character does not.
My understanding of Tony Gilroy's pitch is that was the pitch, the dramatic irony of knowing who this person is going to be and what he is going to sacrifice for the rebellion. And so that is why in this first arc, we're seeing a guy who would not sacrifice anything for the rebellion. And across this show, we see him turn into that guy.
I think that's the first season.
Yeah. Whereas before, the original pitch that they were kind of moving forward with was more of just a spy show with Cassian and K2 going on adventures for the rebellion and doing missions.
Which sounds
like
fun,
that.
but feels like another
Which is fun, but you run out of, stories to tell there. And so, I think the way that they did it, obviously, we think
was pretty good. Yeah,
really good.
Pretty good.
And
3 out of 5. Solid.
3 out of 5, yeah. I can't wait to get into episode 3 next week.
Yeah. Thanks for everyone for sitting with us this long. Get excited for next week when we hop into, remind me the name of episode 3?
Episode 3 is called Reckoning.
So we confirm we have never learned that would be me.
I mean, I think so. I don't know where else that would have come up. It must be Andor is what it must be.
Anyone could be me.
We must have missed it. If you know who the me is, I want you to email andorkspod@gmail.com. Tell us who you think me is. Hello, this is Rusteen jumping in to say that if you were just now yelling at your phone saying, I know who me is, that listener Rashmi has beaten you to it. She emailed us to let us know that it was indeed Andor who said that would be me while he was arguing with Marva in the previous episode. So sorry we missed this. We were just so caught up in Fiona Shah's incredible performance that it totally slipped our minds as we were talking about it just here. So you do not need to email us to let us know how we fucked up. I repeat, do not email us to tell us how we fucked up, but feel free to email us about any other stuff you want to talk about. Without further ado, back to the show.
Didn't Tony Gilroy say he was going to release season 1 at Scripps?
Then he says he didn't want to do it because he didn't want people feeding it into AI, which I give it to the Writers Guild library.
Yeah, I want to read them.
Yeah, I really want to read them too. Maybe one day.
Then I could just Command F.
Yes.
That would be me, and we'd find what page it's on.
Yes. But we can't do that. And instead, we're going to see you next week for our first part of episode 3, Reckoning.
Get ready to reckon, folks.
Get ready to reckon, and while you're reckoning, be sure to rate, review, and reckon on your podcast platform of choice. Your reviews mean a lot to us, and
then if we tell us what we fucked up on.
Tell us what we fucked up on.
Andorkspod@gmail.com.
And tell us which of the little freaks Kiran Shah played are your favorite, because I know which one mine is. It's the tortured gonk droid.
Really?
He's amazing. The fact that a droid is programmed to feel pain delights me in horror.
That's fair.
Yeah. And that he becomes a part of the rebellion.
Rick and Morty-esque character.
Yeah. The fact that he comes back and through his pain becomes a part of something bigger than himself means a lot to me. So
the other guy's blue.
The other guy is blue.
Okay.
Infra blue Zeb Deddy Coggins. We'll leave you.
Wait, that's Careless Whispers. That's not Kenny Log.
See you next week.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.